This is a Unit 2A, Topic 5 video talking about word problems and inequalities. And our focus today is on what happens when you see these phrases in a word problem. What do they mean? And these are easiest to think about if you think about what values would make them true. So in our first example, it says you must be at least 16 years old. So the first thing I think about is, well, if I were 16 years old, then could I drive? Well, at least 16 years old? Yeah, if I were 16, then I could drive. Also, if I were 17 or 29 or any other age older than 16, but notice that 16 is included. So I can say that as long as my age, represented by X, is greater than 16 or equal to 16, it's not a very lovely sign, then I would be able to drive. Let me just rewrite that so it's clear. So as long as my age is greater than or equal to 16, I would be able to drive. At most, this is a good one for me because my kids love to eat too much candy. You can have at most 3 pieces of candy. Well, my daughter would say, well, can I have 5? No, 5 is not a solution. You could have 0, or you could have 1, or you could have 2. Those are reasonable amounts that are at most 3, but what about 3? Could she have 3 pieces? Well, yes, at most 3 includes 3 pieces. So I would say that her candy consumption must be less than 3 or equal to 3. So at most 3 means less than or equal to 3. Our next phrase is less than, and that one tends to be easier for people to think about. You must have less than 20 absences to receive full credit. So if you have 19, you have less than 20. Some people have even had 19 and then 2 out of 3 tardies, so 19 and 2/3, still less than 20. You could have 0, still less than 20. But that number must be smaller than 20. As soon as you hit 20, it's no longer a solution. So this does not have an equal sign under it. It's just up to 20, but not including it. So we don't have an equal sign. More than, you must be more than 18 years old to watch a rated R movie. I'm not sure if that's true, but let's say it is for the sake of this example. More than 18. So 19 is more than 18. 18 and a half is more than 18. 18 and 1 day is more than 18. 1/365th. All of those numbers are more than 18. So as long as your age is greater than 18, then you can watch that movie. No less than. Sometimes we get tripped up by the no less than. No less than 60% to pass a class. Well, let's see. So if I had a 60, would I pass? Yes. And if I had a 59, I would not. So I would need to have at least 60 or no less than 60. So as long as X is greater than 60 or equal to 60, then I would pass the class. No less than a 60. 60 is not less than 60, so it's fine. No more than, same idea. You have no more than 55 minutes to take a test. Does that mean you can use 55 minutes? You sure can, but you can't use more than 55. 54, not a problem. You rush through it and finish it in 15, you're good to go. As long as X is less than or equal to 55. So we'll practice using these words a lot. Here's another word problem where you're going to use the at least to set up the problem, and then you're going to solve. So in this example, Josh has $100 in his bank account, and he's saving $10.50 per week. And we want to know when he has at least $300 so that he can buy his new speaker. So I'm thinking he has 100, he's adding $10.50 the first week, $10.50 the second week, $10.50 the third week, blah, blah, blah. So he has $100 plus $10.50 each week. So I will multiply by the number of weeks, and I want to know when he has at least $300. So I need this value to be greater than 300 or equal to 300 so that it's at least 300. To solve, I subtract 100 from both sides. I end up with 1050W greater than or equal to 200. I'm not multiplying or dividing by a negative. I divide both sides by 1050. Hold on while I do a quick calculation. And it looks like that is W has to be greater than or equal to 19.05 if I round. 200 divided by 1050, 19.05-ish. I rounded a little bit. So it looks like at 19 weeks he won't have enough. So my answer is that W must be greater than or equal to 19.05. So practically that means it will take him at least 20 weeks if he's looking for how long he'll need to save. But your solution should show this work, and then if you want to interpret it to say it'll take him 20 weeks, you can say that as well.